I think today was a very significant day. Anya and I started this stream talk by recounting our meeting along with other media professionals, if you can call them that, with the Iranian president, Masoud Pezeshkian, who is in the U.S. to plead for peace, to prevent regional war. And I think today we've taken a step much closer to regional war with this assault on Beirut. There are conflicting reports now on whether Hezbollah Secretary General Hassan Nasrallah was killed in the massive assault on the Dahia neighborhood. Some Israeli media is reporting that he was. Some is reporting that he was not present, or that he survived. I don't know what the case was, but Iran's embassy in Beirut has issued a statement about this attack. I hate to refer to Israeli media here, but this is the Times of Israel. Iran's embassy in Lebanon says that the strike on Beirut's southern suburbs represents a game-changing escalation that will, quote, bring its perpetrator an appropriate punishment. This reprehensible crime represents a dangerous escalation that changes the rules of the game. They made these statements before and nothing happened, so I don't know what's going to happen. Yeah. But the United States and the Biden administration, which says they want peace, which says they want a ceasefire, was notified of this strike beforehand, just as they were notified of the pager terror attack beforehand. And they may not have been told about the nature of that attack, but they were told about this attack beforehand. And it appears that they green-lighted it. And they have green-lit Israel's assault on Lebanon months ago, because if you watch the press briefings with Matthew Miller after each massive transfer of arms to Israel, reporters would ask, why do they need this? Why do they need this when entire families are being slaughtered with these massive munitions? And they would say, well, they need it for Hezbollah. We are giving it to them for Hezbollah. So the campaign was greenlit a long time ago, and it's starting to drag Iran in. And if Nasrallah was killed, you can expect an escalation from where we currently are, which would likely trigger a ground invasion by Israel. Again, it seems that Israel's only objective here is war for its own sake, and that it's determined to escalate because it probably correctly believes that the U.S. will back its every move and might even enter directly at some point. I don't know, maybe after Donald Trump is inaugurated in January. But that's where we're headed. This was a really pivotal day, and it appears that President Pezeshkian's pleas for peace and de-escalation fell on deaf ears in the Biden administration. It's not shocking anymore. It's just kind of depressing.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
And just the prevailing mentality in the Biden administration about Hamas or Hezbollah is that they're just terrorist groups that exist independent of their societies, but that people in their societies can be slaughtered because of their presence, and that they have never that they're organizations that can't be negotiated with, that actually have no rational objectives of their own. When Nasrallah has spelled it out for years that he wanted to simply end the occupation of Sheba farms, end Israeli overflights, release prisoners in Israeli dungeons, and end Israeli assaults on Palestinian society. For example, Hezbollah said they would pull back north of the Litani River if there were just a ceasefire in Gaza. And that's all been rejected. And they're just simply treated like they are Al-Qaeda or some irrational transnational terror network. There's no thinking there. Just as Hamas, when it came into power, offered a 40-year hudna if the United States would agree to a Palestinian state along 1967 lines. There was no attempt to even negotiate with them. They were just immediately placed under siege.
Exactly.
So all of this led straight to October 7th, and it's leading to where we are today. And it is the fault of this administration And it's people like Tony Blinken who've been present where the sausage has been made all along through the Clinton administration, the Obama administration. And Victoria Nuland, I mean, she's not involved in Middle East policy. She was Dick Cheney's chief of staff. Dick Cheney has endorsed Kamala Harris. They're all just one monstrous blob that is taking the United States into a regional war. And thousands are set to die and suffer.